Cancellation of removal. We are going to be talking about cancellation of removal 42B, okay? Because cancellation of removal is the most difficult type of relief to win in court. And the reason being, it's because we have at least 4,000 visa available. Only 4,000 visa available that can be allocated to people who actually win. That's why people wait on the line. And in this video, I am going to be talking about how can you position yourself in order to win cancellation of removal. This is part 1. We're going to come with part 2 and perhaps part 3 so that you can get into an understanding, okay? So, and see if you qualify. The first requirement, physical and continuous presence in the United States for at least 10 years. How do you count that? I'm going to erase this and tell you how you count it, okay? So, how do you count physical and continuous presence for at least 10 years in the United States? Number 1, you look at your notice to appear, okay? You look at your notice to appear, the date on the notice to appear. For example, if you receive your notice to appear on January 10, 2010, and you enter the U.S., if you receive your notice to appear on January 1st, 2020, and you enter the U.S. on January 1st, 2010, then 10 years has occurred, right? Prior to you receiving the notice to appear, okay? Notice to appear dated January 1st, 2020, and then you enter the U.S. January 1st, 2010. Okay, if you look at it, it's exactly 10 years, provided that you never left the country. And if you left the country, how do you know that you did not break physical continuous presence? If you left the country only one time within 90 days, then you did not break the physical continuous physical presence requirement. If you left the country 2 or more times within 180 days, that too, yes, you did not break the continuous physical presence requirement. But let's say you left the country for 2 times within 90 days, my friend, you broke that physical continuous presence, okay? So let's move on to the second requirement, okay? The second requirement here is number 2, which is good moral character. How do we know that this person has good moral character? First of all, you have to have like affidavit of support, right? Affidavit of support, affidavit from friends and family who has credibility. They have to have some type of credibility. If somebody has criminal record and writes some type of affidavit of support for you, it has less credibility because this person really, we question their own moral character. So some people who have credibility, they write, notarize it, and present that to the court. And on top of it, if you filed taxes, you take the 10 years, especially the 10 last year prior to you going to court. If you file taxes and show it, regardless, that's why we suggest, even if you are undocumented, you don't have documents, you have to find a way to file taxes. The way people do it, they file for TINT, right? TIN, tax identification number. Sorry, I said TINT. TIN, tax identification number. You get the tax identification number so you can file taxes. Because later on, it's gonna show to this government that you're a good person, that you're actually not trying to defraud the government, right? So if you don't have a social security, of course, you can get the TIN, tax identification number. Okay, the third requirement here is not convicted of certain offenses. Well, you have to be a good remember we said good moral character, no criminal offenses. If you have been convicted, it has to be some type of criminal offense that can be waived, that you can file the form I-601 to actually waive. The things that cannot be waived then will disqualify you. How do you know? One, serious felonies, okay? And if you've been convicted, charged, or anything around those lines, I strongly suggest that you call a qualified lawyer so that we can figure out if those crimes can be waived or not, okay? You can call my number, 202-751-2180, or you can schedule the consultation by using the link in the description box, okay? Because even if you call, I'm still gonna send you the consultation link so that you can schedule it, or I can schedule it for you when you're calling, right? So yeah, that's how you, if you trying to figure out, I was charged, I have criminal records, is it really serious? Can I waive it? Then you just call, okay? So we can figure this thing out, schedule consultation, okay? So then we have the last requirement. This is the most difficult one to prove. Deportation will cause extreme and unusual hardship to qualifying relatives. How will this deportation will cause extreme and unusual hardship? Okay, there's two things here: extreme and unusual. To whom? To qualifying relative. Let's define qualifying relative first. We have a lawful permanent resident or U.S. citizen, child, spouse, or parent, immediate relative. Those are the people who qualify under qualifying relatives. There has to be either lawful permanent resident or U.S. citizen. And sometimes the people don't have qualifying relative, non-qualifying relative, but it's really difficult to show to the court that those people can be considered as well, right? There's a way, but really difficult. Anyway, so then on top of it, you have to prove extreme and unusual hardship. Extreme and unusual. Unusual. Something that is rare, something that doesn't really happen to anybody. I'm going to give you some examples, but those are not the only examples, but those are the cases I came across. For example, if you say, I have a child who has some type of disability, okay? If we look at the statistics, not everybody has disability. How do you show it? You show if they're receiving social security income, medical report, stuff like that. Illness. Illness has to be serious. Some type of rare illness. Some people have children with sickle cell disease. Okay? Not happen to everybody. Some people have children or parents who has some type of dementia, right? Serious illness. Maybe they went through a stroke. They're going through surgery, some type of serious surgery, like organ transplant, okay? So if you're talking about divorce, you have to show how it's unusual, because if you look at the statistic, a lot of people are divorced here, okay? So how is it unusual? Let's say one parent does not pay child support and you are the only one paying child support, therefore supporting the child. Yes, it can cause some type of unusual and extreme hardship. That's why you have to really have a qualified lawyer to present your case and try to win it. Then I'm going to come with part 2, where we're going to answer some questions, okay? Because a lot of questions have been asked on this cancellation of removal. In the meantime, please subscribe, share, like, comment below, and don't forget to schedule a consultation if you need one, okay?